Our next speaker, she has been involved in this fight to expose what's going on in these hills since 2014. She was an instrumental leader when the blowout started. She was the first one to call the schools and tell them what was going on. And when we found out that mercaptan was the odorant, oh, it's just an odorant. We found out that was mercaptan. She exposed that as the real toxin it is, and exposed it to the press and to the community. She's done countless support for the community during this crisis, and she moved herself up to vice president of the Porter Ranch Neighborhood Council. But today, she speaks as a resident, Susan Gorman-Chang.
Hi. So again, I'm speaking as a resident of Porter Ranch. We've lived here for 25 years. And today, I want to celebrate not the disaster, but I want to celebrate all the powerful things that we've done together and the partnerships we forged over this last challenging year. So who remembers that first town hall meeting that the Porter Ranch Neighborhood Council put on November 4th, right? They had that whole board of experts, and we all came together, and a lot of you testified, gave compelling testimony about bloody noses, dizziness, nausea, skin rashes. And the expert from LA County Department of Health insisted that it was no big deal and that mercaptan was not dangerous. I brought documents from the Center for Disease Control listing the symptoms of mercaptan exposure consistent with what all we were testifying about. And most importantly, the quote from the CDC that said, quote, "We do not know whether long-term exposure to low levels of methyl mercaptan can result in harmful health effects." Wow. So just 2 weeks later, on November 19th, the LA County Health announced their edict, and I have it right here. I got so excited I laminated it. It says, SoCal Gas is to offer free temporary relocation to any area residents affected by odors from the Aliso Canyon gas site. Yeah. So can I have someone pass this around? I need a helper to pass this around to the audience. Can someone do that for me? Thank you, Matt. Yeah. All right. So I have a favor to ask of all of you. When I say we tackled that thing that couldn't be done, you say we did it. Ready? We tackled that thing that couldn't be done, and
we did it.
One more time. We tackled that thing that couldn't be done, and
we did it.
We got ourselves relocated on SoCal Gas's dime because the LA County saw that this was a health issue for all of us. So thank you actually to our partner, LA County Health Department of Health. They did see it our way. So once we evacuated, we said, we can't have our kids going up here to school. We've got Castle Bay over there. We've got Porter Ranch School over there. And so we told LAUSD, we got to move these kids. And they said, no, we can't move two schools. And what happened? We tackled a thing that couldn't be done, and we did it. So thanks to you and thanks to LAUSD. We partnered, again, Matt said we partnered with Food and Water Watch. We partnered with UCLA, funded by 11th Hour, who funded the air sampling and swab testing that uncovered unhealthy levels of carcinogens in some of the houses. And that compelled LA County Health to do a large sample. So thank you, partners, to Food and Water Watch, UCLA, 11th Hour, and all of you who opened your homes to all of the sampling. We tackled this thing that couldn't be done, and we did it, yeah. So at that same town hall meeting, we had a wonderful community member ask SoCal Gas, so how long would it take you to test all of those wells up there? We're very concerned that another one's going to blow. And Brent Lane from SoCal Gas, and this is on YouTube thanks to Matt Bacuco. You can look this up on YouTube. Brent Lane said, we have this integrity management program, and he said, I think we are thinking 6 or 7 years. Whoa. So luckily we had Henry Stern and we have Senator Fran Pavley in our corner who introduced SB 380. And a lot of you called, say Porter Ranch, and some folks went up to Sacramento, and SB 380 passed. And guess what? In the last few months, 100% of those wells have been tested. Remember, they said 6 or 7 years, and thanks to SB 380, it was just a few months. And of course, 79 of them flunked and were taken out. But the point is, we got all those wells tested, and now we can see them for what they are. They're very dangerous. So we tackled that thing that couldn't be done, and we did it. Yay. All right, so, and now it's been a big learning experience from us all. I speak for myself. I was kind of in a bubble here in Porter Ranch. But we know a lot of this poisoning is going on in all parts of Los Angeles. We've talked to Stand LA, partnered with Sierra Club, and with an organization called 350. And 350 shared our documents from the CDC and our experiences with a place called 8 Mile in Alabama. And this is a community that has been also poisoned by mercaptan for 8 years. And Sempra Energy denied the contamination for 4 of those years. So again, we have some more partnerships. We have some more people we can help. We've got a lot of attention here. There are other people in other parts of the country that haven't gotten so much attention. We need to partner with them, and we need to help them. And big win. In 2016, mercaptan was federally reclassified as a hazardous chemical by the federal government. Wow. Yeah, thank you, senators, congressmen, and President Obama, who signed it. So remember, in less than a year, we went from mercaptan, it just smells bad, it won't bother you, to it's a federally reclassified hazardous chemicals, and we and 8 Mile had a lot to do with that. So give yourself a hand.
Yeah, we did it!
Yeah. Okay, so where do we go from here? Obviously, we need to keep it shut down. And we need to move forward. So here's an idea of mine. How about if some repatriation money and the methane mitigation money you've heard so much about comes back to our community? Maybe we can use it to subsidize solar water heaters to get off the gas, solar panels for our homes, right? So my husband and I went solar. This is my electric bill from a year ago, $351. This is our electric bill with solar power, $22. It's a win-win. Took 8 weeks from the time we signed the contract. We got solar panels on our house and a $2,200 bill. If someone could pass this out to everybody else. And one other thing, wind power. I know most of us, and I thought the same way, thought wind power towers were really big, ugly things and were very noisy. Well, guess what? I'm going to pass this around. This is a wind farm. Looks like a tree. It's no taller than any of these trees. It's quiet. It's being worked in France right now. So wind power is a certainly viable situation. So we got to go wind, we got to go solar, and what little gas we need for heating, we can get piped in. We have excess piping capacity. So one more time. We tackled that thing that couldn't be done, and
We did it!
thank